So we're going to continue with what we started to finish with, at least that pass last night, and then we'll go into a little bit different version of that, out of maybe De La Riva guard today. So we'll start down here. So just context of what we were getting to. So we had talked about the other day using one hand on each leg, right, to get our leg drag, right? We're stepping out to the side, we redirect, right? So when his legs are active, it's step, right? Close, right? Down to the floor, shelving the leg, grabbing the collar, okay? So that could be, Toriando pass here, redirect, knee to the floor, pinch. Then last night we switched to 2-on-1 drag. So I'm gonna grab here, redirect the leg, put it in my pocket, right? So it could be the same thing. It could be step to the side, drag, down to the floor, cover, pinch, head in tight, back the belt, and or the pants, close my elbow, turn, knee behind his back. That way if he tries to heist, difficult, tries to get to his back, difficult, okay? So we'll start there first for maybe 10 minutes, and then we'll work out a maybe De La Riva guard, okay? So, you can step out to the side, drag. I want that deep jab step over here too, okay? It's gonna take a little bit of the articulation out of his hips. It's just much harder for him to get around than if he's, see how he has to lift? I can start driving that down. If I just stay here, it's always in front of me, okay? So always take that deep jab step when we're going here. All right, so we look, here, down, cover. Get his collar, pinch his hip with our knees, okay? Pressure, belt or pants, turn, okay? Pulling the collar to the hip and controlling that hip and or the back of the pants, okay? I don't want his hips to get away from me. With him, if I go right to the collar from this drag, right? So say I get under here and I go here to his pant leg, if I could grab it, all right? If I start to push this down, he's gonna heist and Granby, right? And he's moving, okay? And that's what he just does, all right? Focus on beating his hips first. I can always get to his head later, okay? Here. Control. If he tries to Granby now, right? Okay. And keep those hips. Focus on that first. It's going to lead us to solidifying that pass. Everybody good? Start with that and line to it. 1, 2, 3. All right. So we're showing that 2-on-1 drag today, guys. I've done it with 2 hands. One hand on each leg. I kind of prefer that style the most. I build it into like my Toriando passing or my headquarters entry and things like that. I think that's a good way to get to it. But you can do it other ways, right? The main thing I want people to understand is I just can't do this, like that kind of stuff where I'm standing upright here. He's just gonna move too easy. I have to be jab stepping and controlling at his hip, okay? So how I do that, honestly, it doesn't always matter, right? You can grab it here, those are okay, as long as I'm getting that step in, that penetration step, so where he can't rotate, all right? I'm just showing one way today. You don't have to use it this way, all right? So, when we're here, he's got me in De La Riva. He might be holding my heel or whatever. He's got my collar, okay? If I stand like this, I'm dead. He's gonna launch me somewhere, okay? So he's got his hook in. I posture down, or go down. Knees in his hamstring, just so he can't lift me, right? He's gonna be more prompted to push me out, which takes me other directions too, okay? Break, right? This is already in my hip. So now I'm gonna pop up with my hips, up, drag, okay? So I'm gonna thrust my hip in and then pass it, okay? Now I just collapse on that leg, pinch. Does that make sense? And now we're in the same position, okay? There's a million ways to pass De La Riva too. It's just one way you can use it, okay? Pinch, right? I'm controlling it. Break the grip, okay? Now, I'm gonna pop in, remove my hips, and drag. So I'm hipping in, removing as I get my grip. Here. So in, out, popping into my hip pocket. Does everybody understand? I'm not moving all over on this one. Just real quick. Grab, pinch, break, in, out. Sorry, I cut his foot a little bit. Knee to the floor, pinch. okay? Heavy here. Get your grips. Yes, sir.
The first time you're saying pinch, are you talking about your knees or your hands? When you're, okay.
Okay? Now, it's a good question. Turn sideways. When I get here, right, break, in, here, down. If I bring my knee up here, he's just gonna move all over the place. There's no pressure on it. If I put it down here, he's gonna move all over the place. There's no pressure on it. It's on the floor, okay? Out, pinch, squeeze. Don't let the hips get started, okay? Notice how my body is kind of pointed straight up and down, right? I'm not leaning here. It's gonna move me, okay? So my knees are pinched together, right? My sole of my foot's on the floor, right? If I go to, sometimes I can go to my knee, but now I'm leaning. Just gonna move me, okay? Pinch the knees at his hips. I'm just trying not to let those get started, okay? I'm covering, controlling the collar, belt, pants, either one's fine, okay? And move to the side, okay? And now I'm really tight here. It gives me options to be heists, under, right? I already have my collar control. Right? If I want to get to the back, like chair sit, here, okay? Control his hand. Get to the back that way. Does that make sense? Yes.
Also, when you're grabbing the belt, you grab this way, not. Is there a certain way that
So,
you
yes, so if I'm grabbing the belt, I'm gonna go this way. 4 fingers. I'm not going here. See how that's kind of awkward once I spin? Here. Versus here where I can close my elbow. When we grab, we're always closing and pulling those elbows in. That's why we complain about our elbows hurting all the time. All right? If I grab his pants, I don't want to go here, same grip, right? I want to grab 4 fingers on the outside. So thumb in like I'm grabbing a sleeve and grab the outside. Same thing is going to work. Here, okay? Much tighter grip, and I'm pulling that grip into my hip bone. You understand? So if y'all want to finish, we went to mount last night off the technique we did yesterday. Either chair sit to the back take, or you can slide the knee under when he heists, okay? So we're gonna give him just enough room to come up to slide my bottom knee in. Does that make sense? So if we're here, I've got my grips. Here, he goes to heist, under. I secure that bottom leg first. I have this cross grip tight to his hip, right? Here, okay? It's option 1. Option 2, I'm below, my chest is in his back. I come around for my seat belt, right? Or I can get my double collar grip. Either one of those will work, okay? Knee comes high by his head, I sit, right? He can't roll here. I have both collars. Here, okay? If he's hiding his knee, right? Push over to my hips, okay? Don't fall backwards, fall to your side. Everybody understand? One last time and we'll get you going. So belly Riva hook on my hip, pinch, right? I'm in his hamstring. If I stay here, he's gonna launch me to the moon, okay? Drop, here, break. I'm gonna come up, hip in, drag, okay? Knee to the floor, pinch, control the belt, here. And then take your option depending on what he does. If he heists, so go ahead and heist. In, here, okay? If he heists and doesn't come all the way up, right? I can't get in there. Come higher, right? Control, go to the back, okay? Just chair sit instead. Everybody good? Any questions?
Can I add something really
Yes,
fast,
sir.
Coach, from the Del Riva?
Yep.
So, guys who are playing Del Riva, the partner on the bottom, be very careful. Learn to let this go. Because when coach starts passing my foot to the side, and I am stubborn to keep my Del Riva, Watch my leg when he's
Very important. So he's toe holding himself.
when he squats, there's all this pressure, and when he comes forward, you see all this, yes. And so it's happened to me a dozen times, and you don't want to injure yourself. So when he starts coming down, just
let it out.
Let it out, because if you stay in there long enough, you're just toe holding yourself.
You're gonna feel it.
Yeah.
Because look how far my toes are past his hip. Okay? So even when he holds this, as I squat,
It starts.
he's forced. He's got to let it out. Unless he's stubborn, right? So that's what he's saying.
And it hurts really, really bad. So just be mindful.
And if a Mark or a Jeff just falls on it, right, and you're just not paying attention, always be mindful if you're the person playing guard too. Okay? I think you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna want to let it out.
Sometimes it'll naturally just pop out. So
Yeah.
just let it pop out.
Okay.
Keep it.
So depending on how deep that jab step is, when I start to put the knee down, it's just gonna force that foot to want to open. Okay. If you got some dexterity in that leg, you just, don't get it stuck there. Okay. Get your partners. 1, 2, 3. Take it.